I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous that Abby has really picked on Hannah today, and I hope that she can turn that around.
Hi Sparkles, it's Jordan Sparks. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be reacting to Dancing with the Devil, the trio from the Dance Moms Season 8 premiere. And if you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit that juicy red subscribe button and tap the bell notification if you want to join the constellation, and let's hop right into this video. So I know that I haven't posted all freaking week. Basically, this has been quite a week. I was dog sitting this week, and I also got food poisoning this week, and this has just been one of those weeks when I've been also struggling with anxiety a lot. And so I just chose not to force myself to get back in my bedroom and film while I was super burnt out. So I took some time trying to do this more often in the future and just like put my mental health and self-care first and not just be like, you need to work, you need to work, you need to work. Like obviously I have bills to pay and YouTube doesn't pay very much. For lots of people it's like $1 million job, but for me, I make less than you would make at McDonald's. But I love what I do and I'm extremely grateful for this platform and to have this position. I really don't do this job for the money, I do this job because I love it. Now all that being said, I did watch the Dance Moms Season 8 premiere and I have a lot of thoughts and opinions, but we're just going to start by reacting to this trio. It is Savannah, GiaNina, and Hannah. And those are 3 new dancers on the team. They're all brand new. I'll spill all the tea in a second, but let's hop into this video.
All right, next up we have a duet trio from Abby Lee Dance Company, Dance with the Devil.
I'm just a soul that's lost its life. Had the cross.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause right there. Right off the bat, GiaNina has insane stage presence, like she commands your attention. They all have a classic dancer build. They are long and lean with long legs, long lines. But I find it interesting because Hannah actually has a classical ballet kind of figure. In the Book of Classical Ballet Technique by Gretchen Ward Warren, it literally goes over what was the standard classical ballet figure for a male and for a female. And I say this because Hannah has very small, dainty shoulders, and most of Abby's dancers are hardcore acrobats, so they all have very strong athletic upper bodies. So I just thought that that was interesting to note before we hop into this dance and judge them based on their performance, that Hannah looks like she has that very fragile, dainty kind of ballerina build, and the other 2 are more strong athletic types. But all 3 of them definitely have a long, lean dancer build. Having that dancer build is probably a big reason why Abby chose them. I just think it's interesting because in the past, Abby has casted very small, petite dancers. She looks for people that are as small as possible and can play as young as possible for as long as possible, kind of what they do in the film industry. But now it looks like she's taking a more classical approach to casting dancers that fit the classical dancer build. I honestly don't care what your build is as a dancer. I don't think that your self-worth or your worth as a dancer is determined by your body type or your build. I think that everybody of all shapes and sizes and backgrounds can dance. So don't think that I'm talking about these body types in terms of saying this is what you need to be for a dancer. But traditionally, they used to cast dancers based off of this perfect ballet body type, and Hannah seems to be of that body type. Let's hop back into it.
Roads are wrong and right. You say I gotta pick a side, but I ain't got the time tonight. Just shake a hand and make a deal, 'cause I need something real.
That timing was impeccable.
Shake a hand and make a deal, 'cause I need something.
Did you see GiaNina's facial expressions though? Like she sells it.
Baby, I ain't no saint, you be my devil. Baby,
This is a very synchronized trio. I'm impressed.
don't need no saint, you be my devil. Let's just shake hands and make a deal, 'cause I need something. Baby, I ain't no saint, will you be my devil?
Oh, Hannah's turns were weak there.
Ooh, baby, don't need no saint, would you be my devil? Ooh, baby, I ain't no saint,
Interesting.
will you be my devil? Ooh.
She bobbled those turns as well. Okay. So that was the Dance with the Devil trio. When Abby casted this trio, it was GiaNina as the devil and the other 2 were her backup dancer angels. I honestly think that they used the term backup dancer just to like create controversy because clearly they were not backup dancers. It was 3 people on stage doing pretty much the exact same choreography the entire time. That is not a backup dancer. So that being said, I think that GiaNina killed this performance-wise. I think that Savannah was great. I think all three of them were great. This was an incredibly synchronized trio, and all three of them look very similar, so it lends to being a cohesive trio. Their musicality was great. I just have to say Hannah is clearly the weaker dancer, and I don't mean that as in weak as in she's the worst dancer. I mean weak as in she doesn't have as much strength as the other two. So she came on stage strong, and she was doing her turns. Her turns, all three of them, their turns were matched in the beginning. They did a beautiful synchronized coupe turn together with multiple turns. But then when it came to the other turning sequences later in the number, Hannah was bobbling, she was falling out of it. During the Alice Acone sequence, her spacing was a little bit off. I personally can't tell if it was GiaNina and Savannah were supposed to be more downstage left, but I can say that it appeared as if Hannah was not in her position and that she was kind of standing behind GiaNina, and they were a little bit stacked when clearly all three of them were supposed to be spaced out properly. And because she was the weaker one in that turning section, it leads you to believe that she was the one that had the awkward spacing. So for Hannah, I would say just work on your strength. Your technique is amazing. You have everything that it takes. You can be just as good as these other two girls beside you, if not better, but you need to make sure that you are working on your strength. It's not a stamina issue, I don't feel. I feel like it is literally a physical strength issue. Like I said, the other two have very athletic body types, and Hannah has a more classical ballet body type, so she's going to look graceful and dainty, but she might not have the strength to do like 4 turns or to hold up a Alice Acone turning section at the same kind of level as the other two. But overall, I thought that they were incredible. This trio blew me away. This was a great way to start off the new season with a bang and show that these new dancers are incredible. So I was super impressed. I am going to save my comments about Savannah for when I react to the Metamorphosis solo, but I do have to say my very first introduction to Hannah was totally contradictory to what I felt in the first episode and the premiere, because they posted these introductions introducing the dancers before the show premiered, and Hannah seemed really confident, but then when we see her in the interviews on TV, it almost felt like her mom gets in her mind, and her mom is like, her mom laughs at her when she speaks, which I find very condescending and belittling, and that definitely affects a child's psyche, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. It can't be just over-editing. Like, there was a lot in her interviews between her and her mother that just seemed very odd. The mom was not all there, in my opinion, but I feel as if Hannah feels insecure to voice her own opinion. It's not that she can't make thoughts and she can't form a sentence, it's that she feels like she needs to run everything by her mom first to make sure she's saying the right thing. And it reminds me of Kathy. It reminds me so much of Kathy and Vivienne, like she's living vicariously through her child. I just don't get good vibes from that pairing. I think that mom's a little bit out to lunch, and I just wish the best for Hannah, and I hope that she stays sane.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm super ready. I can handle it. I got this. Whatever.
Okay. I'm ready for this challenge, and I know that I'll be able to handle it.
We'll try that again. so you can.
So funny.
But who knows, maybe they'll change my mind and it was just over-editing, and who knows, maybe Hannah's mom is actually great, but at this point I'm thinking this girl's a little bit loopy.
My daughter is the real deal.
Now as for GiaNina, my first thoughts were that she was super confident, she's the kind of dancer that I would like to cast and work with, but then in her interviews on the show, she seemed super arrogant, like, I do not want to work with anybody that is going to be like, fact, fact, fact. Her and her mom were like, been on Broadway for this many shows.
She performed at the iconic Christmas tree lighting at Rockefeller Center. Fact.
Been in The Greatest Showman. Did this. Fact. I'm the best dancer. Your confidence is going to be going down.
She was on Broadway 18 months, 550 shows. Fact. She performed with Mariah Carey. Fact.
Like, I was entirely disgusted by that entire interview section between the two of them. You're not doing any good for your daughter by telling her that she's perfect.
She booked a television show this past summer.
And I was in The Greatest Showman.
Fact. So you know what it is? I drop facts. I don't need to brag about Gia. I let people brag for me.
Fact.
I think Gia's pretty perfect. You really don't. Nobody thinks their kid's perfect. I think she's pretty damn close. Because I made her.
You're not doing anything good for your daughter by telling her that she's perfect, by building her up against other people. Like, she is just a human. She has no more value than any other person in that room.
GiaNina is extra special, more than the other dancers on the team. I can promise you that. So when people ask me, how do you see Gia in the future? Worldwide.
That's it.
GiaNina.
On billboards.
Billboards. GiaNina.
She's just a girl. The rest of them are also amazing dancers. Neither one of you are special. Fact.
The confidence level is going down.
So get that idea out of your head, because nobody's going to want to work with you if you come on national television and talk about how arrogant you are and how you're better than everybody else. Fact. Nobody wants to hear it. Fact. So that got me a little bit heated. Again, I don't know if this was just edited or whether the producers instigated that, but to me that seemed like a very egotistical pairing, and I love her performance ability, I love her as a dancer, but that attitude seriously needs to be checked. Fact. Now as for Savannah, I think that she did a great job in this trio as well. I think that she's super humble, she's a super sweet little girl. I would love to work with Savannah as well, but as for her mom, she seemed incredibly arrogant as well. So I feel as if they did a great job casting people for this season that are going to be super controversial and cause a lot of drama while also finding incredible dancers. So gotta say kudos to Brian and the producers and the casting team for this season, because y'all are gonna have a lot of drama in this upcoming season, that's for sure. But that is my opinion for Dancing with the Devil. Let me know what you guys thought of the 3 dancers, let me know what you think of this whole episode in general, and stay tuned because I'll be reacting to more dances from Dance Moms Season 8 in the future. And all that being said, that is it for this video. So before we go, I wanted to mention the sparkling star of today's video. Today's sparkling star is Louisa. Thank you so much, Louisa, for all of your love and support. It means so much to me. If you'd like to be the sparkling star in my next video, all you have to do is follow me on Twitter and retweet my video links when they go live, and I will choose a new sparkling star for every video. But that is it for this video, so as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys, I love you.